Can you believe that SmartBiz, a business lender, is actually giving out huge king-size business loans up to $500,000? That's just fantastic. I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation because I'm going to actually explain everything to you from A to Z. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about a king-size business loan from SmartBiz. We're speaking $500,000 maximum loan approval. Before I get into the loan facts, please remember, this show is purely instructional, informative, and educational. We have no relationship, no association, no affiliation to SmartBiz. They're not paying us to do this video. We're just doing this video to share some good info, okay? So when we talk about SmartBiz, here we're speaking about bank term loan that you can borrow from 30 grand to $500,000. You have SBA 7A working capital and debt consolidation loans, 30K to 350K, and commercial real estate from $500,000 to $5 million. Okay, so you have several types of business loans with SmartBiz, and so the amount overall oscillates between 30K and $5 million. The APR varies based on the lender. The fees are variable. The terms here you look for 1 to 10 years, and the time to funding 2 to 3 days. That's pretty cool, and there are no extra conditions. So I'm showing you right now on the screen here, we have the loans at a glance. So you have the SBA loan, and then you have the bank term loan. Okay, so those are the two options that you can see here, and this is pretty cool. And one thing we love with the SmartBiz is that they will customize their loan program for you. They will customize everything to make sure that it really fits the kind of business you're looking for. And what we also love is that besides SBA loans and bank term loans, there is more financing available to you. Okay, you may still qualify for other funding types with SmartBiz. Sometimes a small business needs custom financing, right? The bespoke financing arrangement I was just talking to you about. This is kind of cool. And by the way, SmartBiz is not a direct lender, which is pretty good because they are a network of lenders, which means what? That you're going to get a loan you need anyway because they have so many lenders in their network that no matter complicated no matter how complicated your business funding situation is, some lender is going to help you do that. So you can look on the screen right now that you have more financing from SmartBiz. So this is pretty cool. Let me dig a little deeper into SmartBiz here. Again, folks, I'm speaking to you about a humongous business loan from SmartBiz. Maximum loan amount for business term loans, $500,000. Maximum loan amount for commercial real estate, $5 million. So SmartBiz is a lender. They are a lender network, rather. Sorry, they're not a lender. They are a lender network. So they offer. They just serve as a middleman between lenders and borrowers such as you, right? So, and they have created a very a wonderful platform in the last 5 years that allows small business owners and entrepreneurs to get access to funding. So this is pretty cool. And they have the process. It's a very user-friendly, it's very fast, it's a very streamlined process. And you can borrow SBA loans, traditional loans, all kinds of loans through SmartBiz. What are the pros and cons here? So you have competitive rates among online lenders, and it's faster than getting an SBA loan or a traditional loan from a bank, traditional business loan from a bank. So those are the pros. What about the cons? You must have strong financials, and you want to back up your financials by personal and business tax returns for the last 3 years. They do have stricter rules on use of proceeds, and sometimes they require business lien and personal guarantee. But we've seen that the proportion of loans approved with the business lien and personal guarantee is kind of minimal. But at the end of the day, it all depends on the lender, right? So you want to use SmartBiz because you have inexpensive financing. It offers manageable financing for growth and other needs. low cost financing for buying commercial real estate. This is pretty cool, and there are places where you don't want to use a Smart Biz. You don't want to use them because again their fees might be higher, and when it comes to the SBA loan, you still have to get the Small Business Administration's approval. But overall, we believe this is a solid lender. Really, after evaluating this lender on tens of criteria, including loan variety, loan amount generosity, cost, reputation, and customer service, guess what? We assigned the company the wonderful score, the perfect score of 10 over 10. This is how great they are. This is how great we think they are. As a matter of fact, we're not the only people. Our team is not the only one that thinks that they're good. Several experts, including consumers and borrowers on online and on review websites such as Trustpilot. For example, we're showing you on the screen right now, as of the date of this show, 16,269 people have reviewed the company, and they gave them in aggregate a score of 4.6 over 5. This is excellent. I want to talk to you now about eligibility. So when we speak about, again, folks, I'm talking to you in today's conversation about a colossal business loan from Smart Biz up to $500,000. This is a network. This is a network of lenders, but you can get the loan very fast. So when we talk about the eligibility here, there are a couple of things you need to know. So for the SBA loan, for the CRE, the commercial real estate loan, and the bank loan, the time in business must be minimum 1 year. The business owner's personal credit score must be 600 minimum. In some cases, they were able to approve people for 500 or 550. That's the FICO. So the business must be U.S. based and owned by a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident who is at least 21 years old. You shouldn't have any outstanding tax liens. No bankruptcies or foreclosures in the past 3 years. No recent charge-offs or settlements. You must be current on government-related loans, if any. This is for the SBA portion of things. You don't need that requirement. You don't need to meet that requirement if you're just borrowing. You're just applying for a traditional business term loan, right? And for commercial real estate loans, the real estate must be majority owner-occupied. In other words, at least 51% of the square footage of the property you're buying must be occupied by and used by your business. And you got to have sufficient business and personal cash flow to service all debt payments, demonstrated by 3 years of tax returns and interim financial data. So what I'm trying to say here is that they want you to, if I were to sum it up, they want you to basically have solid financials, a clean record in terms of your credit score. So you shouldn't be having any charge-offs, any repos, any kind of derogatory items on your credit reports. And they want to make sure that if you got to be in business for at least 1 year. That's basically, just to sum it up, that's what it is. And so, but what I want to say here is that before you apply, you can always give Smart Biz, you can contact Smart Biz. Even though they are a network of lenders, they have a staff out there, and the staff will answer all the questions that you have, okay? And they can even direct you to some kind of lenders that love the kind of business profile you have, because Smart Biz has they have categories of lenders in their algorithm, and they will direct any business loan application to a specific lender based on their criteria. So it's always a good idea to contact someone before applying. Let me talk to you now about the use of loan proceeds. So folks, if you just join us, I'm speaking to you in today's conversation about a king-size business loan from Smart Biz. This is a lender network. You can borrow up to $500,000 for traditional business loans, and up to $5 million if you want to finance commercial real estate. So you can use the money collected from Smart Biz a couple of ways, right? You can use it to buy equipment. You can use it to finance working capital. You can use it for debt consolidation. Lenders are okay if you use the money for hiring, if you use the money for expansion at the business level. So you can use the cash for opening up new branches. If you are a franchisee, you can use the money for, if your business is booming, you can open new branches, new stores. You can use the money to buy inventory, and you can use the money to buy software, to upgrade software, and you can do the same for hardware. The reason why it's important to have a clear idea of the use of loan proceeds is because smart biz lenders, they care. They want to know that the money you're taking is not just the money you're going to use to go to Acapulco for a vacation with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your partner. Okay, they want to make sure the money is going to be used for something solid, and this something solid must be shown in your business plan. Okay, $500,000 or $500,000 is a lot of money, and basically they want to make sure, yeah, again, the money is used properly. Another thing that I want to say here is that the best way, the easiest way to show the use of loan proceeds is to create a business plan. And in the business plan, there is a section called financial statements. This is where you have to you can do actual data or projected data. That way, in the projected data, you can actually share with the lender your vision, your plan for using the money. Because projected data is, for example, if you have a projected statement of cash flows, you can show in that cash flow statement what you're going to use the cash for. So this is pretty good to think about it. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. In today's conversation, I am talking to you about a large business loan from Smart Biz. And the maximum loan approval amount is $500,000. And this is for traditional business loans, but the amount goes as high as $5 million if you want to buy commercial real estate. Okay. Now, what is the evidence needed? What kind of evidence does Smart Biz, or at least its lenders, want to see? Well, a couple of things. First, they want to see the legal documents. Okay, so they want to make sure the company is legit. Obviously, your company is a company. You're not applying as a sole proprietorship. You're not going to get the cash with the sole proprietorship. So if you haven't done that already, go to the IRS's website and just get your EIN, your employer identification number. So you want to get you want to have your articles of incorporation or organization ready, copies of contracts you have with any third parties, franchise agreements if applicable, and business licenses and registrations required for you to conduct business. So you kind of have an idea. You know what I mean, right? You need to have all the foundational legal documents that you need in your business. Just have it ready. And you also want to have your financial statements. So this is the kind of evidence they will need also. So financial statements means you need to have your balance sheet, your income statements, your cash flows, your statement of owner's equity, if applicable. But if you have the three, that's fine. If you have balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow, you're fine. But if you have time and you have the need for it, lenders might be interested to know who owns the company. And this is what the statement of owner's equity does. Okay, you also need to show your bank statements, your business plan, of course. You need to show income tax returns. So this is personal income tax returns and business income tax returns. And one thing that they might also love is that the accounts receivable agent report and accounts payable agent report. Why? Because those two reports are tied to something called working capital and tied to the balance sheet. And that helps the lender see if there is a potential liquidity problem, cash problem in your business in the next, say, 3 to 6 months, for example. Now, let me talk to you about how to apply. Let's talk about how to apply. And how to apply for what? We are applying, folks, for this massive business loan that I've been speaking to you about. $500,000 maximum for business term loan and $5 million for commercial real estate. I'm just repeating this because I want to make sure we have an idea of how important the amount is, and we have to be prepared. And with the Smart Biz, you have a couple of ways to apply. They want you to apply through their website. However, there are a lot of ways you can apply. You can contact them directly. You can mail in your application. You can fax it over. Even though they're a network of lenders, they still what they do is they're serving as the middleman between the borrower, that is you and the lender. Okay, so they are kind of open to all kinds of possibilities. It's better for you to call the customer service, speak to someone before you actually apply. But I just want to show you quickly here how the whole thing works on Smart Biz. So we're showing you on the screen right now, and I'm going to show you only a few steps here. So first, they want you to choose the loan type, the type of loan you want. If you remember, I was telling you at the beginning of this show that with Smart Biz, you have a loan marketplace, right? So you have several kinds of financing arrangements. So you have bank term loan, you have SBA 7(a) working capital and debt consolidation loans, you have commercial real estate, and you have other kinds of products that they have in their more financing program. So once you have that, the next step you need to specify, and then you want to specify again how much you want to borrow, and then they want to know more about you. So once you have that, you just have to submit, and make sure you confirm your email address. This is very important. And once you do this, you go back to the page. You go back to the page and you log in, and you take it from there. What's going to happen is that they will contact you. They will contact you. They will want to know more about you, and then you'll take it from there. Let me give you a few pro tips here, folks. We're talking about a massive business loan from Smart Biz, a lender network, and the maximum loan amount is $500,000. And the best idea you can have in terms of successfully applying for this loan is to do a couple of things. First, you want to gather your documents. By documents, I'm speaking about your business and personal tax returns, your business and personal bank statements. So your tax returns, your bank statements, your business financial statements, your business legal documents, right? Everything from your articles of incorporation or organization to your commercial lease to your franchise agreement. You want to have that ready. Your business plan. This is kind of important also. And then once you do this, you want to have an open mind. In other words, if they don't approve you, if you don't find your luck with them, well, guess what? There are gazillions of lenders out there, and we've covered a lot of them on our show here. And so you have Upstart, you have One Man Financial, you have Lending Tree, you have Street Shares, you have a lot of players out there. You also need to maintain good credit. Normally, Smart Biz don't care too much about your personal credit, because everything is based on the fundamentals of the company. So if the company is a high performance company, if the company is generating money, then you're fine. So, but you still need to take care of your personal credit, because if you don't qualify for a loan with Smart Biz, you might need to reapply elsewhere, right? And that lender, the new lender, might care about your personal credit. So maintaining a good personal credit in general is a great strategy. You also need to make sure that you can show that you have sufficient cash flow to repay the loan. At the end of the day, if they don't care about your business credit or personal credit, they do care about your ability to repay the loan. This is where you have to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. And the way you do this is by preparing a comprehensive statement of cash flows. So normally, if I have to say things very clearly, when it comes to that, you have two ways of preparing it. You have what they call in accounting the direct method and the indirect method. And then on the statement of cash flows, you have cash flows from operating activities, cash flows from investing activities, and cash flow from financing activities. The bottom line here is you need to prepare financial data that is clear, that is compelling, and that shows the lender that you have money. You can generate the cash needed to repay them back. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I was speaking to you about a massive business loan from Smart Biz up to $500,000 approval. And I spoke to you. I gave you some facts about the loan. I spoke about the lender, the eligibility criteria, the use of loan proceeds, evidence needed, how to apply, and I give you a few pro tips. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.